Mhm. All right. Well, listen, we are going to get the show on the road. I want to protect everybody's time. And let me just share really fast for you guys. All right. All right. So a couple things I want you guys to do. Go into the chat and just put plug in. Somebody write that in the chat. You are going to want to plug in to our team. We do calls all throughout the day. We try to focus on getting to as many time zones as we possibly can because we are in a lot of countries right now. When you guys do join, when you decide to join, inside of your back office, you guys are going to notice that you have access to the presentation, you have access to the 2-minute video and also the 25-minute video. So plug into your back office under Marketing Center. But then also for those of you who are outside of the platform, you can also plug into Megan Lynch YouTube channel. If you go there, you're going to notice that I upload videos all day long. So I've been uploading videos on all of our products. You guys are going to have a chance to see that. Also, you'll see some of the Connectiv stuff on here as well. So plug in. And last but not least, I'm going to throw our Telegram, our private exclusive Telegram link in there so that you guys have an opportunity to jump aboard our team. So let's go ahead and get down to business. All right. So again, for those of you who don't know who I am, Megan Lynch, my twin sister and I have launched 2 networking companies. We had roughly about 12,000 people join our program last year. And in Reagan and I's company, we paid out over $1 million in income. The reason why I'm telling you this is because there has to be a reason why we've decided to give up ownership of our company and merge into this brand new company called Connectiv.
Yeah, let's go.
One of the reasons why I'm going to tell you is because, write this down, please, they're publicly traded. So Connectiv just became Connectiv a couple days ago, but they've been in business for over 13 years. This is not a new company, ladies and gentlemen. They're standing the test of time. 13 years in the business. Their focus is on financial education, now wellness solutions, and also lifestyle benefits like travel. So what Connectiv is doing is they're focused on elevating the lives of their members. And the reason why now they're in the health and wellness space is because they are owned by a publicly traded company called InvestView. So if you look right down here, we got a chance. We flew out to Houston last week. We just got back. We got a chance to meet Victor. Victor is the CEO of InvestView. Like the kids say, we have the receipts. So it's not like we're just pushing a company and we're not connected. We got a chance to meet Chad Gardner as well. Chad is the president of Connectiv. And when we went out there, we got to hear the full vision from the horse's mouth. Now, Victor, they did about 11 billion with a B last year, guys. $11 billion in this company called InvestView. So what do companies do when they're publicly traded? Well, they have to focus on trust, transparency, credibility, and experience. It's part of the reason why Reagan and I feel comfortable bringing our 70-year young mother into this particular business. Not only that, they just bought a licensed broker dealer called Open Cash. The reason why they did this is because they are in the trading space. And a lot of times when you're trying to trade, you have a hard time finding brokers, especially licensed brokers. The great thing about InvestView and Connectiv is they have to be fully transparent. They have to report to the SEC every quarter. So now they own a licensed broker dealer. So if you guys decide to trade, maybe you don't want to trade in some random broker account because sometimes they don't give you your money. Put a 2 in the chat for the traders if you've ever experienced that. I've heard people say, oh, I'm in this company and I've made $50,000, but I can't get my money out. Well, sorry to say, you're probably never going to get your money out. After owning 2 crypto and Forex networking companies, I've heard the horror stories. So what I love about what Connectiv is doing and InvestView is they're They're not outsourcing. They're buying up and creating new businesses to go under.
Ma'am, the SEC is suing
They also
them.
just bought a building called Renew, and the product is My Life Wellness. So now I've been using the skincare for a couple of days now. They had given me some free samples because they're not out yet. And I will be completely transparent. I am loving their products. I'm loving the transparency. So this is the slide that you guys need to focus on. They also are in over 85 countries, and they maintain an A+ rating with the Better Business
Oh my God,
Bureau.
that's not
This
185 though.
There is no other network marketing company that I can say right now that can give you those types of guarantees. Now, the biggest problem that people have in the world, we all know this, guys, it's financial insecurity. We're living in a world right now where we just don't know what's going to happen from day to day. We just don't.
Wow,
And
really, Megan?
a lot of people are dealing with poor health. And the sad reality is a lot of people are going to lose their health care, or their health care has gone up. Just put me in the chat if you know people who their health care is not what it needs to be. And there are some things that this company is rolling out, guys, where you're going to literally be able to get health care. I think it is ingenious, but I guess when you have $11 billion to play with, there's a lot of things that you can do in this particular company. Now, the solution really is, if you don't have money, the solution is figure out how to make more money. If your problem is health, then the solution is figure out how to get healthy. Put a 1 in the chat if you guys agree. It is simple. Their focus is on financial education. So I'm going to show you guys, for all of you who have ever wanted to get into the financial markets, but you feel inadequate, this is going to be the company that you want to get into. I can honestly say that after owning 2 financial education platforms. I thought we had phenomenal education, which we did, right? But now we're merged over here, and it's getting gooder and gooder, if you know what I mean. They also focus on market research and insights. So while you guys are learning the skill set of trading or stocks or indices or Forex, you can actually take their trade alerts and start to get into the markets and potentially earn income while you're learning. They also have innovative tools. Now, I haven't seen a lot of Forex crypto companies give you tools, but they have a lot of them that's going to help you in the markets. And then also just the community itself. I believe this company has a great culture. Anthony has been in this company. He's 30 years old. He's been in this company since he was 19. He is the #1 educator, #1 money earner. He's made over $20 million in the compensation plan in this company, and just as much in the services, right? So you can actually have access to him inside of the pro membership. Not only that, they just added travel. They also added a health and wellness piece that I'm going to talk to you guys about. And they have some other product partnerships and savings. So quick disclaimer, I'm not here to tell you you're going to make $1 million doing nothing. Somebody put work in the chat. No matter what you do, you're going to have to work at it. I taught high school for 17 years. And if kids wanted to get out of my English class and graduate, they had to put in some work. The sad reality is, though, is that we should be teaching these principles and pillars to our young people. So if you do have young kids, it doesn't, they can handle this. They're probably learning these things anyway. They can plug in. Now, if you want to work the business, you have to be 18 because it is a real business. You got to pay taxes and do all of those great things. Now, the membership options, I'm going to kind of break down in a second. The basic membership is great to stick your toe in there, but it's really not designed for people who I feel like are in the US who are really wanting to learn. I know that in some places the money's funny over there, so they do have this basic membership, but I want you guys to pay attention. Core, Plus, or Pro is where you want to go.
Of course.
You can choose 2 markets. Maybe you want to do Forex and crypto, or maybe you want to do Forex and indices. You also get the healthcare alternatives, which is coming, which is huge. You can even have healthcare for your pets. They're getting ready to roll that out, guys. So from now until I would say March, going into May, you're going to see this company
Right.
transform. They also have Money Flow, which is the powerful debt elimination and bill
with Money
negotiation
Flow, Joe.
solutions. You have that. You also have the trading tools like the calendar, the journals, and the technical analysis. The alerts. This is where the membership starts to look a little different. You want to have alerts like Forex alerts, and it's going to put you in a channel, multiple channels. But maybe you want crypto, maybe you want indices. Now they're adding futures. In the pro membership, I'm going to tell you it's going to pay for itself. You get the scanners. That's a big deal. You want to get all the scanners because while you're working, you may not have time to look at the markets. What the scanner does is it's going to say, hey, listen,
Do you mean scammer?
you may want to get in at this area, right? You may want to put the stop loss in. It's going to give you some take profits. It's literally a scanner, and it's going to take you 30 seconds to go into your own trading platform and take that trade. Also, guys, if you have the pro membership, you can choose from 50 global destinations for 2 on getaways, travel. C-Force is huge. This is if you want to set it and forget it on crypto trading. It's inside the pro membership. And there's a lot of pro exclusives and alert channels and live streams that you get with the pro. Now, listen, I get it. $14.99 might seem like, oh, I don't have it right now. It is going to pay for itself because every month, the Core Plus and Pro is the same monthly membership. Now, everybody type free in the chat for me, please. Some of y'all might have already jumped off and said, oh, I'm not spending any money.
Wow.
Listen, if you're talking to your kids or your grandkids, just put me in the chat if you've told them that getting an education is important. And higher education is crazy right now. $20,000, $30,000, sometimes a semester. My daughter is 18. She's in college right now. And she has to take like gym class. Why? At 18. She's had enough gym and I'm paying for that. I want my kids to be able to learn about the markets. So inside of Connectiv, they have a comprehensive library of videos, and it teaches real world money skills. You get to reduce debt, control finances, develop the skills. All of those things are in here. I'm going to show you guys. It's pretty amazing. Also, there's live streaming. So you see Anthony. Anthony is one of the most watched educators. He has a stock talk. He also has a crypto talk. He's called 12 stock trades, and 10 of them were in profit. So I want you guys to understand, like, this isn't a get rich quick. This is a learn how to get rich and stay rich. Put a 1 in the chat if that makes sense. I have been in this space, this financial education space, for some years now. And I think every single person needs to learn these things. Like I told you guys, they have Money Flow, which is really about bill negotiation and debt. You know, it really shows you how to get rid of your debt. Now, I have not seen this in any other networking company in the financial space, but you also get trading journals. If you're going to really learn how to trade, you got to keep track like a real money manager. Hopefully that makes sense to you guys.
Because you're not actually a real one right now.
Jump into the markets, but you're not doing what real traders do. You really want to track your wins, your losses. They give you a trading calendar here, and they focus on technical analysis. Not only that, it's risk management. If somebody tells you that they don't lose, run the other direction, because it's impossible not to lose in the market. But if you practice proper risk management, you will always be up. Risk 1 to 3% of your account.
Don't join
Focus
this,
on making 1 to 5% a day if you're going to trade.
That's good risk management.
Greedy and get out of the market. So now you guys have an opportunity to really, truly get the trade alerts. When you choose your membership, it's going to open up multiple channels. I think I'm in 10 or 15 channels right now because I have the pro membership. So not only am I going to learn about, you know, FX Atlas, and I can see what they're talking about in that channel, I can hop over to the crypto channel. I can hop over to the indices and the futures. If you really, truly want to learn, this is going to be the company to get into. But if you really want to learn and earn while you're learning, I've never seen this many alert channels ever. And I've owned 2 of these companies, right? So I'm just excited for all of you who really want to learn. And also, I know this looks like a mess on the screen, but they actually give you full transparency because they are publicly traded. So every quarter, they have to report to the SEC. So past profits don't predict future gains, but they're going to tell you about the wins and the losses and what percentage success rate. There's no smoke and mirrors here. Again, because this is a publicly traded company, this isn't just another attempt to get you guys into another thing or deal.
Publicly traded company.
I love that. I love the transparency. The scanners, I talked about that. That's going to help you just unlock
scammers,
the markets in real time and spot trends. That's what the scanner does. So now you can say, okay, I'm going to get into this trade and I'm going to set my stop loss and my take profit 1, 2, and 3 because they're going to give it to you. Now, everybody type demo in the chat. If you don't know how to trade, guys, do you really think that the people who are making all this money in the markets, they're $7 trillion a day in the Forex market?
That's right, Joe.
It's just the regular people who say, I'm going to get over here and I'm just going to go all in. No, you're going to learn. Then you earn. Once you learn, you knock off the L, then you earn. If you don't learn, you're going to take an L. Put a 3 in the chat if you've ever taken an L in the market. So I took a huge one. So I can tell you guys, 100 grand in 2 days trying to not learn, right? September 15th of 2021. Could you imagine losing $100,000 in 2 days? It happened to me. Like never again. I do not have an appetite for anything that looks
money now.
risk. I don't have an appetite for losing money that I can't stand to lose.
So I
only get into companies where their focus is on the education first, right? So real quick, travel. They have travel over here, getaways. So first thing you're going to want to do when you start making money is leave the country, probably. So I do want to kind of shift into the C-Force. I've never seen this before, but when you have the pro membership, you get the modern approach to crypto investing. Now, if you don't know how to trade, you probably shouldn't be trading Bitcoin. It moves really fast. Crypto moves really fast. But what C-Force does is there's no software licensing, no profit sharing, no performance fees, and you maintain full custody of your funds. If you guys do not have your money in your account, you're in some kind of random crypto company and they have your money, not your keys, not your money. I can almost guarantee you, give them 6 months and they're going to run off with your stuff. So I do want to encourage you guys to make sure that you're getting educated. C-Force, you can allow them to trade for you. You set it up, but the money stays in your account. Never seen it before, so I'm super excited about this particular platform. Now, remember, investing is a skill. It's not a shortcut. So you're going to be over here to learn. You're going to invest wisely. You're going to ask a lot of questions, especially if you're on our team. We have a lot of traders on our team, and I've run 2 crypto Forex companies. So, and I've lost enough to say, hey, maybe you should ask a lot of questions. So I want you guys to be encouraged to know that you can do that over here. Now, if you decided to do all of these types of things and pay for all the subscriptions separately, you're going to pay an arm and a leg. So this membership is super inexpensive.
With this, they give you
$2.99, $5.99, or $14.99 to get started. Your membership is $179 a month. So I've had a lot of people just go all in with the pro, because if you don't, eventually you're going to say, I want more, and that's okay. Everybody type upgrade in the chat. As you start making money, you want to upgrade so that you can get access to everything. So can I show you guys how to make $750? They say 30 days.
I don't have a choice.
24 minutes. I want to show you guys how to make an extra $750 in your first 24 to 72 hours. So if you do decide to come aboard, we love our customers. Be a customer, right? If you want to get your membership paid for and make some extra income, use the product. But in your first 30 days, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to show you how to top up. Now, in just a second, I am going to talk to you kind of briefly about the digital learning platform. If you want to learn AI, finance, Airbnb, and Toro, once you get in, it's an extra, it's an upgrade. So you can kind of add that. Also, you can add smart finance. That's what I was talking about, where you want to get involved with Biz Pro. You want legal help. All of those things are inside of the smart finance platform. And then
help,
I'm going to hold off on this
company being
live coffee,
sued for
right? Put a 2 in the chat if you guys have tried this coffee. I'm going to hold off because I need to talk about this toward the end. You can actually come in with this physical product. So I'm going to skip past it for just a second and just tell you real quick. There's a lot of people loving this program. If you start making money, please do not post it. We are publicly traded, so that is a no-no. So don't post your earnings on social media, okay? Now, as far as the referral program, before I get into the coffee, I'm going to do this really quickly. As soon as I start talking about money, or you can refer people and make money, people shut off. They start, oh, it's one of those things.
Yep.
I want you guys to think about this.
Oh my Lord, here we go.
Our young people are on TikTok making $100,000 a month, some of them a day. I know this because my niece makes money online. She's 22, just had a baby, and she makes money online. So she teaches our group how to sell online because $300 million worth of coffee was sold last year by young people on TikTok.
Not by her.
How many of you guys, just put me in the chat, you've gone to TikTok and you've bought something on Amazon or TikTok or Shein or Fashion Nova or whatever? Because we live in a world where someone is always trying to sell us stuff. I get it, okay? However, we're going to show you guys how to at least get your education for free. So with the referral program, every single time that you refer a person, a basic, core, plus, or pro, they're going to pay you a fast start bonus from $35 to $50 to $100 to $200. So if you go refer 4 pro members, you're going to make 4 times $200 just like that. Then they're going to take $1,000 or BV as they call it and put it inside of your organization. And there's ways for you to grow that with your team. Now, let's say you don't want to refer anybody right now, but eventually you do. Every single time that they renew their membership, they're going to pay you $25 for the basic, core, plus, or pro. So now you can make residual income. So maybe you just want to be an affiliate marketer and just sell the program. You don't necessarily want to build a team. You can make income that way. Now, my goal is to show you guys how to fast track. When you refer 4 customers at a core membership or higher in 30 days, everybody type 750 in the chat. They're going to pay you $750. I didn't need 30 days. I needed 2 minutes. I have been sharing this opportunity, and I know that if I have 4 customers, they're going to pay me $750. I'm getting my money back. We're going to show you guys how to do that as well by getting your business off the ground. But here's the thing. 37. When you keep 4 customers active with a core membership or higher, 37. Your membership is free. They credit your account so you no longer pay. I want you guys to think about this. When you're paying a monthly membership, sometimes you have a tendency to think of it as a bill. It's not a bill, right? College is right now $30,000 to $40,000 a year.
Trying to replace
people are paying for 30 credit hours, and you have to be there for 4 to 5 years. I want you guys to really think about this. Education, this route is really truly taking over because young people are like, I can learn just as much not going to college. And I'm a firm believer in going to college, right? If you're going to school and you're not doing like something that's not going to pay you, right? And this is me, 17 years teaching high school. You want to get your education for free. Now, it took me having a volleyball scholarship and tearing up my knees and tearing my Achilles to get my school paid for, right? I want to tell you guys, to get your school paid for over here, share it with 4 people. And if you do it, they're going to pay your membership for you. So there's a lot of other ways that you guys can earn over here. If you decide to build a team, they pay you $75 all the way to $450,000 a week. And here's the crazy thing. There's a person over here
This whole
capped
thing
out
is
at
crazy.
Crown Legend making $450,000 a week. He's 30. He's been here. So I do want to tell you guys that we're on that particular team. So if you want to learn, you can. If you want to learn how to get paid, if you want to learn how to get your membership for free, you can do that. Okay. Last thing I want to show you guys really quickly is the coffee. You have an opportunity to actually join this company. Put a 1 in the chat. And some of you I know are just focused on the coffee. Let me see if I can present. There we go. All right. So let me know if you can see my screen. I only have a couple minutes to chat with you guys. So listen.
Are you kidding? You knew you were doing
one
this.
sip and everything stops. They are calling this the Oh Wow coffee. And I've gone through almost 2 boxes so far. But the great thing about this coffee is that if people do not want to come in on the digital side, they can actually come in and purchase the coffee. It is what it is, right? It is a healthy coffee where we're going to put the health back in the habit. Now, here's the amazing thing about this coffee. The old way, jitters, sugar crash, empty calories. I stopped drinking coffee for a year because I have a caffeine sensitivity, but I actually love coffee. I just don't like sweet coffee. This coffee is clean energy, metabolism support, vitality. You will say, oh, wow, when you drink this coffee. So we're going to be trading. We're going to do coffee and currency. Somebody put that in the chat. We're going to do coffee and currency. Right now, I've been doing about 2 to 3 cups of coffee a day because there's 8 grams of protein in it and everything you need to really, truly support your health. I know that sounds crazy. I used to drink bullet coffee because I do keto, which means you can't have sugar. A lot of women out here, I don't know if you guys are like me, but sugar will activate your hot flashes. It will activate your night sweats. You got to cut out the sugar. Inside of this coffee, it's going to give you everything that you need. And I drank this coffee at midnight and still went to sleep. So it is really no sugar, no dairy, but it tastes like it has dairy in it. And they use a coconut oil creamer and it doesn't taste like coconut. Coconut oil doesn't taste like coconut anyway. It's just the oil. No soy, no GMO, gluten-free. It's sweet without syrups. It's creamy without cream. I made this PowerPoint because this is how much I'm in love with this coffee right now. And here's the great thing. It will fuel your mind. It's clean energy and it's mental focus. So there's a lot of things inside this coffee, like the ginseng, like the pine bark for circulation, the cordyceps. This is oxygen and endurance, the clean focus, the no jitters, the no crash. Also, how many of you guys put a 2 in the chat? You know the benefits of pomegranate. So I've been eating a lot of pomegranate. I've lost 20 pounds in the last 5 weeks. I'm so excited. And I tell people I went to the GLP-1s, but I was eating a lot of pomegranate seeds because it helps with your digestion and bloating. And it really does if you eat those seeds. But those seeds are like $5 to $6 to $7 a container. So I was eating 1 a day. This coffee has pomegranate in it. I can tell because you will have no bloat. It is a beauty blend. It's hydrolyzed fish collagen, so you need that for hair, nails, joints. You also are going to have the superfood blend, and you're going to have the vitamin E. Also, I do want you guys to understand all the B's are in here too in this coffee. So it's going to ignite your metabolism and your digestion, weight management, support, and gut health. I'm sorry, I can go on and on about this coffee. It is a burn blend. So you need L-carnitine. It's in this coffee, guys. And L-carnitine is going to take your fat and it's going to burn it as energy. Also, MCT, I could show you in my cabinet right now. Anybody who's on keto, if you want to lose weight, try doing intermittent fasting. And to break an intermittent fast, you take MCT oil. MCT oil is about $15 to $30 if you get a good one. It's inside of this coffee. So it's going to give you the brain energy. It's going to give you the digestion and the fullness. You're not going to be hungry. So the benefits really support fat metabolism and appetite control. And they sold $3 million worth of this coffee in 3 months. Somebody just tell me, tell me that I'm overdoing it. If you've taken this, drank this coffee, you already know. So I am going to push the digital side of this company because I am all about education. But watch, I will be the one on TikTok, on social media, pumping this coffee because nobody's doing it right now. And nobody really knows about Connectiv, guys. And if they can sell that nasty mushroom coffee that it wasn't good, right? And it bloated me out. I could not even drink it. And they did $300 million in sales, and they made that coffee in their garage. Look it up. I'm not even lying to you guys. Look it up. I'm going to sell the heck out of this coffee because hands down, it's the best healthy coffee I have ever had. And I can honestly say that. And if you drink it, like, put your coffee up against our coffee. And all you have to do, the sachet doesn't quite look like that, but you pour the sachet in, then you put 6 to 8 ounces of water. Stir it. It's going to make it really frothy. No brewing, no prep time. And there's 20 sachets in a box. So listen, don't be giving your coffee away. Sell them 4 packs for $20, right? You could take the $2.99 pack of this coffee and make $1,000 on it. And I can almost promise you that they're going to call you when they run out of coffee. So this coffee is powered by Connectiv. They just added this coffee 35 days ago to Connectiv. Millions of dollars of this coffee is being sold and will be sold. So yes, you can do digital education. Yes, you can do community. You can now do physical products. They're going to add skincare later, and you can grow your business. So if you're joining our team, our focus is going to be on making sure you guys understand how to trade, how to set up your accounts and plug into Connectiv's education. And then we're going to show you how to baby step and sell this coffee online, because I can almost tell you that once people start drinking this coffee, you're going to rival Starbucks with their $7 and $8 coffee. This one's $2.50 a sachet, a cup. Right? I'll sell mine for $5 because
it's almost as much as Timmy's, Megan.
So guys, it's time to feel more alive, refresh, recharge, conquer. And I'm just excited about this. So I know I went over time just a little bit. I had to go make this PowerPoint because that's how much I've loved this particular coffee. So what I want you guys to do, get back with the person who shared the information with you. And just say, listen, I want to be a customer. I want to learn how to trade. I want to learn how to set up my trading account. I want to use the trade alerts. I would love to get control of my financial education. Or you might want to say, hey, listen, I don't want to learn. I just want to copy the trade alerts. Do that, right? Or maybe you guys want to just drink the coffee. Or maybe you want to sell the coffee. Maybe you want to build a business and you want to get to 5 to 10 to 20,000 a month. That's what we're focused on doing. But here's the great thing about what we're doing. It's the truth, right? I cannot push companies if I don't like their products. I have left companies because their products are not good and I can't sell things that I'm not going to use. And I will show you right now. Where's my cup of coffee that I've already drank? Anyways, I've had 3 cups, but no jitters. I know my sister's on here. She's had 3 open heart surgeries, so she cannot drink coffee, but she can drink this coffee because it's the natural side of it all. So anyways, get back with the person who shared the information with you. Ask questions. If you want to get on the phone with me, great. We are doing another call Wednesday and Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and Thursday at 1 p.m. we're doing a training on this link. But get signed up, ask questions, and we will see each and every one of you guys at the top. So peace and blessings, everybody.
Your ears will pop, and the scamming never stops. Thank you, Megan. Thank you for that. That was riveting content. She really rushed through this presentation. If you watch my stream from earlier today, you'll see it's a lot longer. She even showed us the back office and everything. So that was really quite fascinating. This stream was very interesting because at the start of it, it started off with her confirming that yes, she and Reagan have sold their company to InvestView. And InvestView is, a very, very worrisome company. They are going up against the FTC. The SEC's gotten this company in trouble. I've been updating my community tab posts with a lawsuit going on with Iovia. That's also connected. And so, we've really been diving deep into this scam, especially over this past few months here. Now, I did an article. It's linked. But I just want to stress again, everyone, that, there is no actual scientific proof that peptides in coffee will actually give you the benefits that are claimed. And if you want all of the information about that, you can check it out here. The other thing I want to say is that, like, pomegranate juice, the reason why it's so great for your health is because it's rich in vitamin C. But vitamin C is heat sensitive. So if you put it in hot coffee, that's going to degrade that as well. And then, of course, it's going to have similar issues to the issues that we are having with the peptides in the coffee in terms of your, digestive, basically breaking it down so that there's like nothing left. You're not getting any health benefits from it. Good day, Stephen. And so I just really wanted to stress that. Also, I think that a lot of the health benefits from pomegranates come from eating like the whole thing, or like the whole seeds, because of the fiber. And I feel like we can't guarantee that, that they're not really eating whole seeds in their coffee. And we can't guarantee that the entire seeds have been used. So it's just, the whole thing's very, very iffy. Very, very iffy. Another thing that I want to talk about, because there's a lot of MLMs out here that sell coffee. And there's one thing that none of them seem to suggest. And as someone that has literally been worked in mental health before, I just think it's very important to have a quick little discussion about the fact that there are some medications that don't mix well with coffee. Just normal coffee that you would buy at the store. Just coffee beans, grind it up, and then boiling water added. Like normal coffee does not mix well with certain medications. And therefore, if you're adding a whole bunch of these extra things to coffee, and since it's an MLM, and you actually are not 100% sure what you are consuming, it's just a little worrisome to me that they're all selling coffee and then not warning people. Also, maybe check with your doctor before you go buying $70 a month coffee. But just so you're aware, there are some antidepressants that can be interfered with caffeine. You can always talk to your doctor. I strongly recommend speaking to your doctor if you are on any of these medications before you go and consume any MLM coffee. So antidepressants, some cold and allergy medications. Like literally, it won't work. So just check it out. Thyroid medicines, diabetes medications, blood pressure medications, osteoporosis meds, melatonin, Alzheimer's medications, asthma medications. And this is a big one because I just had my asthma returned to me. I recently had to go on my puffer again. And so I had it growing up as a kid. And so literally, like, this is something that I wasn't aware of even until recently when I went back on my asthma medications and was like researching it, because I research everything that I come across. I really am that person. And so I just want to make that known. You know, I feel very, very strong about spreading awareness about this. Since I didn't know this until I'm turning 40 this year, damn it. Maybe you didn't either. Blood thinners as well. And the thing that bothers me about MLMs, and we've talked about this a lot, is that they don't say, hey, are you taking any medications? Even the health and wellness ones. You know, they might throw in a go talk to your doctor, but for the most part, they just try to sell this shit, you know? I brew my own coffee. It's cheaper, Megan. That's right. That's right. So now I just want to pivot for a second and take your attention over here. Probably going to do a little video about this, but I feel like it goes along with Megan's stream and kind of the culture that Megan has fallen for, which is known as hustle culture. And we talk a lot about hustle culture and the harms that it causes society. And we've been diving into it a lot. But since we're covering Megan and she's a female, I want to focus specifically for a moment on boss babe culture, which is a very specific kind of hustle culture. And it is one that Megan and many people in MLMs use a lot. In fact, there's even an MLM called Boss Babes that I've covered. So, let's talk about the dark side of boss babe culture. For years, boss babe culture has been marketed as a feminist awakening, a glossy, pastel-filtered revolution where women uplift each other, build businesses from their phones, and escape the drudgery of traditional employment. It promises freedom, flexibility, and financial independence. It promises sisterhood. It promises empowerment. But the deeper you look, the more you realize that boss babe culture is not a movement for liberation. It is a system, one that manipulates identity, exploits economic vulnerability, and conditions women to accept overwork as empowerment. It is a system that benefits corporations, governments, and in some cases, criminal networks far more than it benefits the women inside it. This is not a fringe phenomenon. It is a sociological machine that has reshaped the way women understand ambition, labor, and self-worth. And its consequences reach far beyond Instagram aesthetics. Boss babe culture is not just misguided, it is dangerous. How boss babe culture rewires identity. Boss babe culture works because it doesn't simply sell a product, it sells a worldview. It asks women to adopt a new identity, one built on relentless optimism, constant productivity, and unwavering loyalty to the sisterhood. The language is intoxicating. You're meant for more. You're a queen. You're building your dream life. But beneath the affirmations lies a psychological architecture designed to override intuition and suppress critical thinking. Women are taught that discomfort is growth, exhaustion is dedication, and doubt is negativity. They are encouraged to silence their inner voice, the one that senses something is off, and replace it with the collective voice of the group. This is classic identity manipulation. High control groups have used the same tactics for decades. Love bombing, toxic positivity, emotional dependency, and the reframing of structural problems as personal failures. Boss babe culture doesn't empower women to trust themselves. It trains them to trust the system. Never trust the system, I say. Why women become the target market. Poor you, young thing. Boss babe culture emerged in a world where women face chronic economic instability, rising living costs, unaffordable childcare, and workplaces that still undervalue their labor. It emerged in a world where community has eroded, loneliness is widespread, and traditional support systems have collapsed. Sociologically, women are primed for recruitment because they are already carrying the emotional labor of families, workplaces, and communities. We are conditioned to be agreeable, optimistic, and self-sacrificing. As women, we are taught to fix problems quietly and blame ourselves when things go wrong. Boss babe culture weaponizes these traits. It offers community to the lonely, purpose to the undervalued, and financial hope to the economically strained. But the community is conditional. The purpose is tied to productivity, and the financial hope rarely materializes. Instead, women find themselves working harder than ever, earning less than ever, and blaming themselves more than ever. This is not empowerment, it is exploitation disguised as opportunity. Hustle culture, the ideology that keeps us exhausted. Boss babe culture is simply the feminine rebrand of hustle culture. The belief that constant productivity is moral virtue. It glorifies overwork, celebrates burnout, and reframes exhaustion as ambition. It teaches that rest is laziness, boundaries are selfish, and success is a matter of mindset rather than material conditions. This ideology is not just harmful, it is politically convenient. A population that believes burnout is empowerment is a population that won't demand better working conditions. A population that internalizes failure as personal won't question systemic inequality. A population that glorifies overwork won't resist exploitation. Governments and corporations benefit enormously from hustle culture. It keeps citizens compliant, exhausted, and too busy to challenge the status quo. Always challenge the status quo, I say. Boss babe culture introduces women to this ideology early, wrapping it in glitter and calling it feminism. But feminism that demands women work themselves into the ground is not feminism at all. When empowerment becomes a business model. Boss babe culture is not just a mindset. It is a recruitment funnel. MLMs rely on the exact psychological conditioning that boss babe culture provides. Blind optimism, loyalty to leadership, emotional labor, and the belief that success is purely a matter of mindset. Women who internalize boss babe messaging become ideal MLM recruits because they have already been taught to ignore red flags, trust charismatic leaders, view community as currency, accept unpaid labor as empowerment, and blame themselves for structural failures. MLMs then capitalize on this conditioning by offering business opportunities that are anything but. The vast majority of participants lose money, yet the culture reframes this loss as a personal failing rather than a predictable outcome of a structurally exploitative model. Boss babe culture softens the ground. MLMs plant the seeds, exploitation grows. when boss babe culture intersects with organized harm. This is the part of the conversation that makes people uncomfortable, but it is also the part that matters most. The very, very, very most. Like probably the most important out of this whole article is this part. Not every MLM is tied to trafficking or organized crime, but the structural vulnerabilities created by boss babe culture makes women easier to exploit. And there are documented cases where MLM-style systems intersect with criminal networks. OneCoin, led by Ruja Ignatova, used an MLM structure to run one of the largest financial frauds in history, with clear ties to organized crime. Nexium used MLM-style recruitment and female empowerment branding to lure women into a system that involved coercion, blackmail, and sexual exploitation. In parts of Latin America, organized crime groups have infiltrated MLM networks to launder money and recruit vulnerable individuals. In India, authorities have repeatedly accused major MLMs of operating as criminal pyramid schemes. Meanwhile, human trafficking networks around the world routinely use work from home, be your own boss, and women empowering women language to lure women into dangerous situations. The overlap in recruitment language is not accidental. It is strategic. Boss babe culture conditions women to trust strangers online. Join private groups, attend unregulated events, and obey charismatic leaders. These are the same vulnerabilities traffickers exploit. When women are taught to ignore comfort, silence their intuition, and stay loyal no matter what, they become easier to manipulate, whether by an MLM upline or someone with far darker intentions. This is not fear-mongering. It's pattern recognition, which I excel at, by the way, just so you know. The anti-women reality behind the feminist aesthetic. Boss babe culture claims to be feminist. All the time. Constantly. Non-stop. But it reinforces deeply patriarchal values. Obedience, silence, self-sacrifice, and emotional labor. I'm hoping that right now our world is learning about this emotional labor and we're starting to fight back against it. It tells women that their worth is tied to productivity. As someone who's always been disabled, my worth has never been able to be tied to my productivity. So I think I just maybe, personally, I have trouble understanding that whole thing. Like the whole, you're only worth something to me if I get something out of you. If you're working for me, that's weird to me. I don't understand it. But it is something that I do feel is pressured upon us. And I do definitely know that I've been discriminated against because of my disabilities, because people are you're worthless. You can't drive and you can't work. You're worthless, So I don't really like this idea of people being told that their worth is tied to productivity. I'm against it in all ways. That their struggles are personal failures, something else very against, spoken out about that a lot, and that their loyalty is more important than their well-being. It isolates women from real support systems and replaces them with conditional communities that evaporate the moment that a woman stops producing. We're not in the MLM anymore. They're not your friends anymore. They'll disappear. You're not making the money. They don't care. It's fake community. And there is nothing worse than being genuine in a fake community and then having them try to blame you when you step away. This is not feminism. It is exploitation dressed up as empowerment. Like, they're just exploiting your labor. That's all it is. And using feminism to do it. Don't fall for it. Be smarter than that, you know? I believe in you. Boss babe culture is not harmless. It is not cute. It is not empowering. It is a sociological mechanism that keeps women overworked, underpaid, and emotionally manipulated while serving the interests of corporations, governments, and in some cases, criminal networks. If you are a feminist, you should be dead against multi-level marketing companies. Dead against them. They should be one of your worst enemies. But I apparently see a lot of feminists that are in MLMs. A lot of people that claim they're about female empowerment, like Megan Lynch. You know? And Megan's been doing it for long enough. She's been doing it as long as Marty did it for. You know, she's been doing it long enough to know what's going on here. And she's high enough that she knows. She's created her own MLM. There's a line between victim and perpetrator that you have to draw. She's past it, unfortunately. But if this kind of thing didn't even exist, right? If there just wasn't this type of culture that existed, then this would be a lot easier to combat. People like Megan wouldn't keep popping up every 2 seconds. A society that glorifies overwork is a society that does not value human well-being. A society that teaches women to blame themselves for systemic failures is a society that will never change. And a society that allows exploitation to masquerade as empowerment is a society that is failing its most vulnerable members. Boss babe culture is not a movement for liberation. It is a system of control. Coercive control, to be completely honest. And the only way to dismantle it is to expose it loudly, clearly, and without apology. Hashtag sorry, not sorry. The next time you see someone end a post in hashtag boss babe, I hope you see it for what it truly is. Also, be sure to link them to this article. Link them to this article right here. Be like, yeah, maybe you need to read this. Because this is not a culture that you should be promoting, especially if you're a woman. And especially if you consider yourself to be any kind of feminist in any way, shape, or form. Which technically all women have to at least want female rights. Otherwise, what are we doing on here? What are we doing in our world? But that is the dark side of boss babe culture. And I wanted to share it because, like I said, you know, Megan is our hashtag boss babe of the year, really. And she admitted today that they sold the company. So now she'll be a hashtag boss babe for iGenius. So thank you. Thank you so much for coming and hanging out with me so much today. I appreciate you. I wanted to really figure out what this is. Again, I'll see if anything happens throughout the week. I'm not going to torture you with any more of Megan's live streams this week. Don't worry. I'll probably pop into her live streams later on in the week just to see if anything important is being said. But I don't think we need to hear from Megan again. I am unsure if I will be able to stream tomorrow. I have a doctor's appointment. And I also have to go out. And so I'm hoping I can fit a stream in the earlier evening. But if not, then for sure on Wednesday. And we should be good for our Friday this week as well, just letting you know what's coming up this week. And so I hope that all of you have a fabulous, fabulous, amazing rest of your MLM Monday. It was quite a busy one. I like these busy ones where we can do like 2-part stream snipes of people like Megan Lynch just to try to figure out what she's doing. I also think it's fun to compare her streams. Like the people that watched the stream earlier today got so much more alleged education than the people that just watched this one. And I just find that very interesting, isn't it? But yeah, have a wonderful night. I love all of your faces, and I'll see you really soon. Bye. Subscribe if you are new here. I would love if you think of joining our fabulous members. All of the beautiful people do, and you don't want to be an ugly bitch like me. So make sure that you hit that join button. If you feel like supporting the channel, you can donate to me on PayPal, so YouTube doesn't take 30%. Link is pinned in the chat, and I will see you very, very soon.